Hello, friends and neighbors. Stevie Coyle here with a Friday noontime webcast from Mighty Fine Guitars in Lafayette, California, heart of the Tri-Cities area. Welcome. Come on in. I've got one guitar to show you. I've trimmed things down. I used to feature this guitar and that guitar and that guitar. I kind of focus on one guitar piece because things tend to run long, Irish. And so I thought, let's trim things down and feature one guitar per Friday noontime webcast. If need be, and I might just do this, I might just stretch things out to have a Saturday noontime webcast or a Thursday noontime webcast as well. So it's not just Fridays. So hold your breath, dry your tears, and stand by for that. Who knows? See what happens. Let me check and make sure that you are here and I am there. Checking. There it is. Looks like things are happening. Oh, looks like the angle is perhaps could be a little better. Oops, I'm screwed up. Sorry, kids. Come on now. Yeah, let's see what's happening here. Yeah. Let me kick that angle up a little bit. Sorry, excuse me. This won't hurt a bit. Excuse me. Something like that, maybe. Yeah, I'm thinking more like that. Here's the guitar. Welcome, come on in. All four of you. Whoever's there, feel free to invite other people. You can hit the little share button at the bottom of this here video and send this out to individual people or to groups that you belong to. And feel free, if you think of like-minded folks that enjoy hearing demonstrations, not demolishments, of acoustic guitars on Friday afternoons. Feel free to sling them on over here. Drag them on over. All right, then. Here it is. It's a Gibson. I know I frequently feature because there's so many. This is the golden age of guitar building, and there are lots of really great builders out there, many of whom I feature here on the Friday Noontime webcast. Here's a good old-fashioned Gibson. Except, I have not gotten huge. I have not hulked out and made this here Gibson J200 look tiny. This is a Gibson L200. This is the Emmylou Harris model. And it's quite remarkable. It has a lot of the same vibe of the J200. We had a J200 in here a while ago, and I went to a good home, a good family. And it's a fabulous guitar. And this has got a lot of that same kind of dry, husky, powerful, punchy sort of sound. Maple, back and sides, not bad, eh? Back and sides. Spruce top. In fact, I'll read you the specs here. Come on in, everybody. Yeah, here you come. Yeah, that's a pretty good picture, isn't it? It only gets so good from the guitar up. But here it is. No surprise. X bracing. Curly maple back and sides. The neck is maple as well. Comfort contour neck. Sounds like an advertisement for some other sort of product. But comfort contour neck. Indian rosewood fretboard and bridge. Fingerboard inlays are mother of pearl graduated crown. See how they're kind of big crowns down there and they get to be little crowns up this way. Kind of elegant little touch. And nothing too fancy. There's some guitars that are really... Now this pickguard is pretty much out of control. Let's face it. The Gibson pickguards have always been like this, and somehow they can sell what on another guitar you would call garish. Here it becomes stylish. Don't know how they do that. They must have some machine somewhere that degarishifies and stylifies. The width of the nut is 1.725, a little shy of 1 3/4, just a little bit shy. The nut material is bone. Binding is multi-ply top, single-ply back, right? Rosettes, it's got one. It's got a Bags iMix electronics. And the bridge is rosewood SJ200 style, exactly. Pickguard, same thing. Comes with a black hardshell case. And it sounds like this. I'm probably going to feature this again in a couple of weeks because at the moment this has got nickel bronze strings on here, which are not standard, but I suspect, I'm guessing, that the fellow who owns this guitar at the moment, these are all consignment guitars. I own none of them. Keeps my karma nice and clean. I'm guessing that these were put on here because maple tends to be bright and sparky, some might say harsh or nasal. But I think this one could use some regular old bronze strings. I'll try them again another week. Plays great. The setup is fantastic. It's really, really comfortable. Really powerful for a little guitar like this. Is it coming through? Are you hearing the sounds? I've got a pretty good rig here. People often ask about this. You know, some weeks it really turns out great. Depends on the internet connection and whatnot. And by the way, if there's ever any stuttering, besides mine, if there's any internet stuttering going on during the live broadcast, then come back later, because that typically fixes itself once this whole thing uploads separately and replaces the live file. Wow, that is... I'm feeling a smallish guitar, and I'm hearing a J200. Kind of the point of the L200, designed for Emmylou Harris. There was a little blurb about that as well. Throughout her exceptional career, the legendary singer-songwriter Emmylou Harris has been a big part of the big bold voice of Gibson jumbo acoustics. With the L200 Emmylou Harris signature model, Gibson has honored her long-lasting allegiance with a guitar that maintains all the massive tone of the SJ200, but in a smaller package designed to meet the performance and travel demands of any performer. There you are. Yep, I told you all about all the rest, all that stuff, and this and that, and all that stuff. I'll just play it a little bit. You can hear it. And I'll excuse you. You can go back to your lunch. Nickel bronze strings. That is remarkable tone and super comfy to play. Just sits right here instead of it being kind of up here under your chin. It's down here under whatever it needs to be under. Flat pick it a little bit for you and get you on your way. These little videos I do on Fridays show up fairly quickly, depending on who comes into the shop. Excuse me. They show up on Instagram fairly swiftly, and then over on YouTube, the Stevie Coyle Music channel over there. So you can send people any old place and find these any old where. potent. Let me see if there are comments or questions. Feel free. And you know, if there's ever anything, excuse me, fish tacos. Hit up the website, mightyfineguitars.com. Take a look around. If there's anything you'd like to see demoed personally, I do Skype sessions, FaceTime, Zoom, whatever you like. Can do a personal demo for you. If there's real interest in a guitar, let me know. And then if that interest continues, I can ship you the guitar. If you love it, keep it and pay for it. If you don't, just pay for shipping both ways. Bob's your uncle, whatever the hell that means. Let me see who's here. Welcome, y'all. I'm swiping left to reveal all the comments. Hi, Janine. Nice to see you. Dry yet punchy. I agree, Stuart Levitt. Precisely right. What a flashy gal you got on your arm. True fact. Gibson somehow goes with the Oscar Wilde maxim that nothing succeeds like excess. So the J200, the L200, there's a J50 in here that's dead plain. It's fantastic. It's lovely. But the Dove, the Hummingbird, the ones that a lot of us of a certain vintage fell in love with as weans, were pretty garish, and we love that. So it kind of depends on how loudly you want to shout across the room at somebody. Hi, Miguel. Sounds good in Scotland. Miguel, you win the faraway prize for today, April whatever. Hi, Ethan. There you are. Bunny Barnes. Folks, you see Bunny Barnes here on the crawl at 1 o'clock Pacific time. Run over to her Facebook page for her Friday three for Friday. It's always fun and educational. There's always cool backstory and context, which in these trying times is especially important. Hi, Tara Cummington. Hola, Eric. ¿Qué tal? Con Pepe a la izquierda a la biblioteca. And I'm out. That's my Spanish right there. Hey, John Howe. Very good. Well, good. I'll play a little bit more and call it good for the day. Gibson L200. We're going to be asking $39.50 for this. Looking around at what things are actually going for out there in the world, $39.50 is right at kind of at the top end of what these are going for, and this one's in spectacular shape. It's like a brand new guitar, and I think I have forgotten to indicate what the year is on this one, but let me see if I was clever and did that. Sorry about the rattling. No, I'll have to find out what the year is. It's not an old guitar. It's a new-ish guitar, and it's in spectacular shape. No nicks, no dings, no nothing. The setup is fantastic. No work needs to be done. It's ready to go. You can drive it off the lot today. There's the offender. Hit this up with a little tuner one more time. Talk amongst yourselves. Are there comments or questions that I can answer right now? If so, pop them in there. I'll take another look before we sign off. If you pop them in later, I'll answer them later. I'm going to take my own advice for a change and actually tune up to a note. Instead, if you tune down to a note, you perhaps already know this, but if you tune down to a note, that string could keep stretching and detuning itself even further, flattening itself even more. Whereas if you tune up to a note, the physics involved are unlikely to mean that the string is going to continue tightening itself and sharpening when you let go. So always prudent, even though it's a little inconvenient, a little tougher on your wrist, to tune up to a note. I'm trying out this new tuner from from somebody. Somebody brought it in and said, try this out, and I kind of like it. It's one of these. What is this? Somebody who knows. Is this TC Electronics? I think it is. And I like it. You can, if you want, strum all the strings at one time and see what strings are out of tune, which seems like the only thing that could do that would be demons. Must be the explanation. Bare thumb is better than a pick, because when you hit a string with a pick, it tends to sharp up and then come down into the pitch. So bare thumb is always better. See, this happens occasionally. You caught me on a good day when I take my own advice on these things. Well, folks, just to button up here, if you're in the San Francisco East Bay area or anywhere in the Bay Area, in the Tri-Cities area, the Quitters, myself and Glenn Pomyanek, are playing in Pleasanton tomorrow Saturday evening at 7 o'clock at the Trinitarian Church over there. I'll post information to that as well here. But you can always go over to quittersduo.com and see what we're up to. And it's going to be good. We're looking forward to playing there. You can put them in the ground 6 feet down till you hear that coffin sound. You can weep and you can moan, but that old boy ain't never coming home. Another man done a full go round. Another man done a full go round. Gibson L200. It's a sweetie. Come and get it. Like I say, if there are comments or questions subsequent to this broadcast, this webcast, then pop them in down here. I'll answer them as quickly as I can. This will be heading over to Instagram very swiftly, and then to YouTube after that. So you can find these here or there. I'll see you down the road, everybody. Nice to see you. Next week, more cool stuff is coming. I only do one a week these days, but I may have to do more than one a weekday, if you get my drift. So stay tuned for those. I'll keep you apprised of all of that on this page and the Mighty Fine Guitars page as well. Great to see everybody down the road.